What's up, y'all? It's your man, Dad Dude, bringing you guys another video. So being that we are now past the trade deadline and DJ Moore is still on the Panthers, obviously the Panthers did not trade him. Now, if you watched my video on why I think it was a mistake that the Panthers didn't trade Brian Burns, you may think that I'm gung-ho for just trading DJ Moore and getting whatever the Panthers can get in return. But that is not really the case, and honestly, I could be convinced either way for the Panthers should have traded him or they shouldn't have, because I don't think this situation is as nearly cut and dry as the Brian Burns situation. Because on one hand, you have DJ Moore. He's on a team-friendly deal. Like the contract he got, when you look at contracts of players that like Deebo Samuel or DK Metcalf got, or Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore is on a team-friendly deal in my opinion. So you already have him under contract. He's on a good deal. He's a good to very good player. You're only going to get one first-round pick. The reports are that they're only going to get one first-round pick in return for DJ Moore. And whatever quarterback they bring in, you want to have talent around him when he gets here to help that quarterback thrive and, not just be like we see in a bunch of situations where they bring in a quarterback, but they have no talent around that quarterback and the quarterback fails. No, so you want to have a solid receiver or, hopefully more than one solid receiver around for the quarterback. And DJ Moore does that because, he's a good to very good player. On the other hand, that extra first round pick would give the Panthers greater flexibility in getting whatever quarterback they want, whether that be Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, maybe Anthony Richardson if by some chance they took him high in the draft, or, whatever quarterback they wanted. The extra first round pick does help. And ultimately, getting the quarterback should be the most important thing. Yeah, ideally, you want to have a good foundation for the quarterback to come in and have success. But ultimately, getting that quarterback is the most important thing. So if the Panthers were to make that trade, I wouldn't hate it. It wouldn't be something that I would necessarily be all the way in favor of, but I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't think it was dumb if it ultimately netted them the quarterback they want. And now that they kept DJ Moore, obviously they didn't make the trade. I don't dislike that they kept DJ Moore. Again, he's a good to very good player. He's on a team-friendly deal. Like, it makes sense to keep him on the roster for whatever quarterback they do bring in. Let's say they bring in Bryce Young or Will Levis or, Hendon Hooker later in the draft. Whatever quarterback they bring in, it doesn't really matter specifically who the quarterback is. Whatever quarterback they bring in, you want them to have a good receiver like DJ Moore to rely on. So he's here. That helps the quarterback. Now, let's say the draft time comes around and we find out that the Panthers are super high on CJ Stroud and nobody else in the draft, just hypothetically. Like, they think that CJ Stroud is the only one who grades out for them to be worth taking high in the draft. And some other team has their sights set on CJ Stroud, and the Panthers don't have enough to trade up to get him. And that extra first round pick they would have gotten for DJ Moore would have helped them make that trade. Then sure, you can maybe argue that they should have made the trade. And that's why I'm on the fence on this one, where I think you can make a solid argument for trading DJ Moore, and I think you can make a solid argument for not trading DJ Moore. It just, either way, I think you could, fans will be mad either way in my opinion, although I think more fans will be mad if they did trade DJ because, I think DJ is kind of a fan favorite. But I think you can make a solid argument for either scenario because there are pros and cons to both. Now, I happen to think there are more pros for keeping DJ, but the pro for trading DJ away is kind of massively outweighs some of the pros of keeping him, I guess, because again, getting that quarterback is the most important thing. Yes, ideally you want to have talent around that quarterback when he gets here, so he's not just struggling by himself. But it doesn't really matter that you have the talent without the quarterback. Let's say if you have a good receiver and a solid offensive line, but you don't have the quarterback, you still kind of have nothing. At least with the quarterback, you have the quarterback, the most important position in the sport. So again, you could go back and forth about this all day. You could keep making all these points. That's why you keep DJ Moore. He's developed well in the system here, or whatever system. That is a pro for keeping DJ Moore. You see obviously what his potential is, and there's no guarantee that anytime soon you can find a receiver good enough to replace DJ Moore. That is a pro for keeping him. On the other hand, whatever coach you bring in next, you don't know if DJ Moore fits the system that coach wants to run. Maybe he wants someone who's more of a route tactician, or tactician. I think tactician is the word to use there. But maybe he wants someone who's more precise in their routes, or maybe he wants someone who is taller, or whatever that coach may want in their number one receiver. Maybe that's what they want, and maybe DJ Moore doesn't fit the system they want to run. And so maybe that's an argument for why you trade DJ Moore. You maybe start from a blank slate. Now, I don't think that's necessarily a good reason. I think any good coach, that's worth anything, takes the talent that they have on the team and they adjust their system to their talent. They don't try to find talent that fits the system. But that's my point, is that you can go back and forth about this. You can bring up solid points from either side, which is why, unlike the Brian Burns situation, why I think it will overwhelmingly be good for the Panthers to have traded Brian Burns. With DJ Moore, I don't think that's the case. Either way, I think it could benefit the team. But in my opinion, personally, while I do think there are pros for having traded DJ Moore, I think it works out better for the Panthers from a team building perspective to keep him, because again, team friendly deal. He's a very good player. I think he's projecting still upwards because he's produced with bad quarterback play. If you get him even solid quarterback play, league average quarterback play, it only stands to reason that he's going to produce even more than what he has. So I just think for the kind of player that he is and the kind of player that he projects to be, I would have been in favor of keeping DJ Moore, given that the Packers and other teams, by reports, are only offering one first-round pick. Now, if the reports were that they were offering, a first and a second, or a first and a third and a fourth, or maybe even multiple seconds and a third, then sure, I would say that's a trade that you should probably make. But the reports were that the Panthers weren't offered multiple picks, that the Panthers are only offered one first-round pick. And yeah, the Packers are bad. That probably would have been a high first-round pick. But again, it's only one first-round pick. That one pick may help you get a quarterback. But unlike with Brian Burns, we're getting multiple first and a second. It doesn't allow you to, maybe replace DJ Moore with another receiver, or, draft another offensive lineman, or maybe a tight end. It just doesn't allow you to add anything beyond that quarterback, in my opinion. So I do think the Panthers made the right move by keeping DJ Moore. But also, again, while I think it was the right move, I'm like a 60-40 split. Like 60% think it was a good move. The 40% is maybe they should have made the deal. Like, you can go back and forth all day with this, like I'm doing with myself. I'm kind of like debating with myself right now on what they should or shouldn't have done. I don't want to say it's a toss-up, but again, you can make good points either way. That's what I have for you on this one, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go hit that thumbs up. And if you are so inclined, subscribe and leave a comment. I respond to almost everything, and I'll see you guys in the next one.